Welcome to Public Budgeting and Fiscal Management, and I'm delighted to be your professor this semester. My name is Elizabeth Thies Smith, otherwise known as Betty Smith, and I very much look forward to working with you. This is one of my favorite classes to teach for reasons that I hope you become familiar with throughout the semester. The aim of this course is to teach you enough about the theory and practice of public budgeting and fiscal management to allow you to function well as an administrator. So we're not teaching advanced public budgeting and fiscal management skills, but just pretty much an introduction to what you would need to know to do well as an administrator. So we're certainly going to teach a lot about accountability and how you achieve accountability as an administrator, how nonprofits raise money and allocate money, how public organizations raise and allocate money. We'll be looking at basic budget systems. In other words, how do you actually organize the numbers, and a little bit about financial management and planning. And a lot about how public budgets and fiscal management can be used to facilitate post-corp, right, the basic functions of administrative life. Now, in terms of how we run the course, pretty basic. You'll have reading every week. There will be lectures. Some will be video that you will watch before class. Some will be in class. A lot of practical problem solving and cases, right? So we don't want to just focus on theory. We want you to really be able to do certain things like organize a budget. And so every week you'll have some kind of problem or case to work out before you get to class, and you'll be asked to present your solutions in class. So being prepared from week to week is a very important part of this course, and it will help you to be successful both in the class, but then also in the long term. So lots of discussion. I'd like the class to be an active and interactive one. So the idea behind assigning cases and problems is that you get an intuitive feel, right, for how public budgeting and fiscal management operates. So these cases and problems reinforce the reading, but they also go a little bit beyond the reading, and I think you gain some intuitive understanding of budgeting from doing these. So my suggestion is that every week you first do the reading and then work on the cases and problems. Take really good notes. Each week I'll be asking one or more students to present their solutions to the class for discussion. Right, so you'll actually be leading the discussion on these, and so it's not expected that you'll have the right answer or the only answer every week, but just that you will have thought about it deeply and come in with a good answer. Because life is complicated for graduate students, I understand that there may be times when it will be difficult for you to be prepared. When that happens, please don't miss class. Just shoot me an email ahead of time, and you are off the hook for that week. Now, you will need to understand Excel in order to do well in the class, and I know some of you will be less familiar than others, and if that's the case for you, I suggest that you contact the Center for Teaching and Learning, www.usd.edu/CTL, and take their Excel orientation class. Take Excel 1, 2, and 3. You don't need Excel 4. We won't be doing pivot tables in the course. So they give it for free for graduate students every semester, and I still go back and take it every once in a while, so to learn new tricks. Okay, participation is really important. It's 20% of your grade. 10% will be assigned halfway through the semester, and 10% will be assigned at the end of the semester. I've given you a detailed rubric on how I figure out, right, how I decide what your class participation grade is. If you're not sure and you want to know at some point during the semester, I encourage you to contact me either by email or stop by my office. And I'd be glad to tell you your putative participation grade at that point in the class. Obviously, if you don't come prepared, that's a pretty bad participation grade for that day. A lot of information about the course is available to you on D2L, and I encourage you today to take the tour of the D2L site. I do add things to it from time to time, and when that happens, I usually put something on the news section on the front page of the homepage of D2L. Exams. We will have 3 exams. Students find that's easier than 2, believe it or not. They're 2-hour exams and they're open notes, right? So keep really good notes and keep problems in a notebook and so on. You can bring your notes into class with you. Each exam is worth 20 points toward your final grade. So that's 60 points for exams, 20 points for participation, and then the final 20 points is a budget critique, and there are guidelines on D2L. It's due during exam week because it really is a kind of exam, right? It tests your understanding of the entire semester. So I do encourage you to take great notes. And you'll do a final review during exam week and write a 5-page critique of a budget of your choice. I'll give you lots of ideas on budgets that you can use, or you can use a budget that's interesting to you, either because it's where you work or it's an agency that interests you or with which you're familiar. Grades will be posted on D2L, but also give you papers back. With comments, and I'll post correct answers on D2L as soon as every member of the class has completed the exam. So those are the basics. The required book is John Mike Sell's Fiscal Administration. It's the 8th edition, which looks about like this, and you can get cheaper, older editions, but if you do that, just be warned that the some of the problems are different, and you are still responsible for the assigned problems, even if they're not in the edition of the book that you've bought. So, if you are going to buy an older edition, buddy up with somebody who's got a newer edition, and maybe even contribute financially toward their extra costs, and use it. Just knowing that the problems and the cases may be different. You do have, and I have not ordered this through the bookstore because it's $50 cheaper online, you've got some time before you've got reading assigned. So if you don't yet have a copy of the book, I encourage you to get online and cross-check prices across sites, because you can save about $50 on the book by doing that, and it's always free shipping because the book's so expensive. Okay, for this next week, you do have some assignments. So today, you've got to download, print out the syllabus, and you will obviously watch this and take a tour of D2L. There's a syllabus quiz, which I'm asking you to take just to focus you on the most important parts of the syllabus and to avoid a lot of class time being taken up with the same questions that come up every semester. So please do that. And then for next week, the assignment is, the reading assignment is posted on D2L. And so please take a look at that. And there's a budget exercise, which I'll ask you to complete, answer the questions, and come to class ready to talk about what's a budget. So I look forward to the rest of the semester. Call me, email me if you have any questions about the syllabus or the expectations for the class. If not, I will see you in another week.